Hey everybody. Test, test. This is my first time ever creating a stream earlier in the day and then connecting to it, trying to let everybody know that I'm going to be broadcasting. Let me tweak the volume settings a little bit. I've had it, first of all, I have kind of a sore throat. I've been sick this week. And second of all, I've been doing my regular Doom streaming where I don't try to talk as prominently. I don't talk nearly as much. We'll see how much I'm able to actually talk tonight, given the state of my vocal cord. Here I am. Hey everybody. Let's see, maybe that looks pretty good. I'm a little far off the camera, but and a mint lifesaver. Okay, well, today I am playing Mega Monster Mix. Mostly is what I'm showing you. I think it's what it's called. It is a really crazy monster map pack. It's really difficult. Like, I've been playing a lot with Biohazard Total Apocalypse weapons, but I played with them yesterday on my channel Delving the Deep Dark, where I play video games most days of the week when I'm not really sick. And I was having to really save scum my way through it, and I was playing through the top 10 map wads of 1994, and so these are not monster dense maps, and I was just getting slaughtered. So I decided that I needed to call in the big guns, and the big guns means Call of Doom Tarkov. So we're gonna try this. The only thing, okay, oh, and there's one thing I need to change. And with this monster pack, you can see, so it's got 4 different levels of monster. And so you get these boss monsters that are absolutely brutal, these boss monsters. And I'm going to have it show you the tiers. I don't usually like to play with the tiers. I get enough information of how difficult they are because I can't, at least when using Call of Duty Tarkov, I can see how much health they have. And that's way more useful to me than knowing the tier. But I thought that you guys might enjoy seeing that. So we are going to play with that today. Ah! You see, these guys are super aggressive. And I was using a more powerful loadout, but I'm trying to... Oh, God. I'm trying to play it straight. I'm trying to play it fair. And yet, at the same time, not have people bored with how badly I'm getting absolutely demolished by these monsters. So... Oh, jeez, that guy's a 4. So he is going to be something to really... Let's see if I can get him with a Lapua around. I might have dropped him in one shot with the Lapua. Yeah, I believe I did. That's sweet. He's a sweetums. Alright. Okay, so somebody had a grenade that went off in a delayed fashion. Okay, I'm gonna have to toss a gun. This is an interesting little setup. I was expecting to find something in here that opened something, but I think it actually just lets you, it gives you just enough of a lift to be able to walk in. Caddy corner? Does it? This is going to be brutal. Yeah, see? Oh, that's a nice gun. It's not great, but it is silenced, which counts for a lot. Oh, so maybe I wasn't supposed to go that way. Maybe... One thing with biohazard total apocalypse weapons is you lose any ammo in your clip. Like, it's like you drop your clip or your magazine when you reload. And so you always had to push everything to the very last shell, which could really get you killed. This is going to be super rough. My voice is already going out, and I'm not even talking to anyone, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is going to drop us in the middle of something. No. A little shooting gallery. Not bad. I apologize for the throat clearing. I'm not sure if I should turn my mic off every time I do that. I know it maxes out the... Turning off my microphone actually maxes out the audio meter. So I don't actually know which is worse. I certainly know which is more trouble, which kind of breaks the tie for me. Yeah, backpack. Oh man, where did I drop that? Last map. I dropped it in the last map, didn't I? Shoot, I meant to keep the little AK. Because this is semi-auto. So the Mega Monster Mix is, I would say, pretty definitively more difficult than the Project Malice randomizer, which is definitely a tough one. But it's one where I would definitely feel comfortable showing you the biohazard. Yay! I don't want the trench gun, but it's probably a little more useful with a monster pack is this difficult. Oh gosh. Okay, well that was a fast fellow. Man, this pistol is weak. So this has a bunch of heat-seeking ammo, which I am not a fan of. I try to toss a weapon, and I try to toss it before I have fully switched. So I've hit the button to switch weapons, but the animation hasn't actually happened to switch weapons. It's just my reflexes are so gosh darn fast, you know? As you can see. Okay. How did I miss the blue key? My little dog's feeling very sassy today. So we're probably going to be hearing him bark a little bit. He barks so loud that we had a wind chime that we brought in to keep it from getting damaged in the ice. And when he would bark, we hung it in the kitchen. When he would bark in the kitchen, it would actually make the chime sound. It would make the bells sound. And you can feel that resonance inside of your skull. Oh gosh. Okay, we need to try to make some room for that. Not that. Not that. Yes, that. So this is, because I loaded Call of Doom Tarkov with its Brutal Doom as a vanilla version and a Brutal Doom version. It's loaded up all of the Brutal Doom assets, and you can tell from how nice the lamps look, or one thing that really... I've just never found a standalone lighting, like lamp lighting mod that I like nearly as much. And I've looked. Like, I have a folder just for flashlight mods. So don't think I haven't looked for good lamps. I have a mod for candelabras. Like, this is one flashlight. This is one of my favorites. It comes with Call of Duty Tarkov, and it won't slow down your machine at all. Now, this is a nice one, but it will bring the game to a grinding halt in a lot of levels. And it's frustrating because it's not due to the CPU or the GPU. I thought I was going to be able to use any flashlight mod I wanted. I'm using a silenced... Oh god, it's the head. When I got my new PC, I thought I was going to be able to use any flashlight mod I wanted, but it turns out that it's like inside of the emulator inside of GZ Doom. So that there are quite a few flashlights that do more than just putting a circle on something, that will bring your machine down to 1-2 frames a second. Whoa. That was unpleasant. Did not appreciate that. And here comes a cacodemon while I'm trying to bandage up. Okay, so something bad is about to happen. Oh, there they are. Oh, I like that, actually. That works out. Yesterday. Oh, good God. Yesterday I was playing with the Biohazard Total Apocalypse weapons, where you lose anything in your magazine remaining when you reload. So you drop your old magazine and slap in a new one. So, I mean, it makes sense. But let me tell you what. It is definitely a habit of mine to reload whenever I get a chance. So Potato covered this mod. Oh, good God. Well, I barely survived that, especially with that grenade at the end. That definitely could have capped me off. I see a really what? There are two 9mm SMGs that are each. One of them's really good. One of them's really slow, and I cannot visually identify them yet. Yeah, no, that's a really slow one. The other one's new. It's like an MX something. That's means I don't have to decide right now which gun to drop. I should decide not to get shot so freaking much. Sorry for the language, folks. I'm just getting a little bit miffed off. So what's everybody doing for their long weekend? I hope you're doing something fun. I'm playing Doom. I had a family function a little earlier. It's a lot of fun. Oh. Is that Archvile alive? Oh, jeez. I think I did a lot of damage. Guess it's a good thing I didn't go with Total Apocalypse, or Biohazard Total Apocalypse weapons, or I would probably be laid out right now. There are poisonous monsters in this monster mod, and oh man, board gamers. Like, is that a status that you enjoy tracking? Well, I not only don't enjoy tracking it, I don't enjoy experiencing it when it's tracked for me by a video game. I'm like, who is it that decided that it's more fun to get hurt now and later? I don't know. Oh, there's a big guy in there. Oh my god, you see how many hit points he has? That's like Cyber Demon level hit points. This is early in the game to be fighting something with that much life. Ooh, nice. This can't be good. So I really like this is just a map mod made by a Silenced Weapon, a program called Obsidian that will procedurally generate them. The first one came out in 2000. It was called Slice, and then, well, actually, it came out before that. Oh, it's a baby cacodemon. Aww. Whoa. Dang, that guy's weapon hit hard. But it was completed. Like, it was considered complete, I guess, in... this one is loud. It doesn't have a silencer, but it's so much better. It was a pea shooter, even though it's the same caliber. So Slige was done in like 2000, and then somebody picked it up and did Oblige, and then somebody picked that up and did Obsidian, which is still being updated, I believe. So this thing is like 30 years old. This endeavor, and it makes stuff that's repetitive, and you don't have the joy of the cleverness of a fully human generated map WAD. But I make these micro ones, and it ensures that the puzzles aren't too hard, because there are stretches of the human generated ones, like early on, where there were a lot fewer monsters and a lot more puzzles. That's definitely not my style. Oh, dang it. So it's really good to make ones to play while talking, or just if you're just chilling out. Or if you're testing out new mods, which I do a lot, and you don't want to like have to figure out how to make it work, because they don't always work super nice together, and there are menu options to figure out and load order, right? So instead, you procedurally generate yourself a little 30 map. Oh jeez, I saw number 4, and just have yourself a good time. It's good for playing while chatting. Like I said, the main thing is if you make it seems like I was always like, oh man, I'm gonna make the biggest levels. That's why that way there's no interruption to the slaughter. But the problem with that is it puts in these puzzles and they're random. You know where the switches are. These switch puzzles. I'm sure that there's some programmatic reasoning, but it doesn't telegraph nearly like a human being would. And so I just end up having to no-clip my way through the whole thing. And that's not fun. So that's a great use case for these. I make myself like a 30 map wad of these super mini ones, like the smallest, basically, that Oblige or Obsidian will make. And that cuts down on the puzzle issues, since there are only so many places to find a switch. And you just blast through them. I turn on, I load the colorful maps mod with it. What are those? There is something trippy going on. There may be a monster over here that is, yeah, look, level 4, King of Bones. I may not survive this. Do you see the HP? Do you see that I do not have a Lapua right now? Or any kind of rocket launcher. I am backed into a freaking corner. Wow. This is nuts. Gosh darn it. There's so many of those wacky bones floating around, which is not a sentence you say that often, that I can't go back through the level without getting taken out. Let me set my claymore mines down so that Mr. Wacky Bone Man gets caught in them. Oh god, I have a chance. I have a chance. Oh. The bones are all still here. Oh no. Do they disappear? Oh goodness gracious. Okay. Wow. Usually you'll get a bunch of ammo when you fight somebody that tough too. This time I just got the health sphere. Those things are really messing me up. I gotta get out of here. What are these skeletons? I feel like I've gone insane. Okay. Oh gosh, and not even a chance to breathe. Oh, I should have gone with a silenced weapon. Oh my god. One thing I can say is that it seemed like this monster mod knows. It's called the like Mega Monster Mix. It knows how much tougher it is than usual, and so like usually you do not have these health potions dropping out of the monsters constantly. They are usually comparatively rare. So that is a nice little balancing aspect. When I'm playing Biohazard Total Apocalypse weapons, it doesn't do the bandages. Every time I want to heal right now, I have to pull out my band-aids, my med kit, and I have to apply bandages. And it takes forever. And it's very easy to die if you can't find a safe corner to put your back in. And that is, even though the Biohazard Total Apocalypse weapons aren't quite as tough as Call of Doom Tarkov, at least not with the way it's currently balanced, because there are some really tough weapons, but I just don't find them. Even late, even in level, all the way in level 30. Okay, this is about to get super ugly. Oh god. Is that timed? It is timed. Okay. What is going on? I feel like I'm going crazy. Okay, so it's not that slides shut. What? Is it over there? It doesn't matter. This is not a puzzle that was made by a human. It may not be. It's solvable, but I don't have the patience for it at this moment. Let's move on. Okay, it sounds like there are a lot of folks who are going to be really happy to see me. Now, you may notice that there's not a lot of blood going on. That's because I unloaded. Oh, good God. I mean, What am I supposed to do with that, folks? I guess that. Oh, I felt real cool there for a second. Did you notice that? Fighting against my wrist rest to keep my gun aimed down. And my hand badly placed. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so they don't know I'm here yet. This is a silenced weapon. Okay, let's see if I can heal up before something ambushes me. I'm printing a bunch of 3D terrain. I'm gonna play Deep Abandoned, the dungeon crawler by Brett Nugent, that I feel like not nearly enough people have found and played. It's just the rule set, and then it allows you to use your dungeon crawler terrain. Oh man. I thought that was a different gun. It lets you use your dungeon crawler terrain, and it plays like kind of like a Warhammer Quest, modern Warhammer Quest game. You know, the like Golden Tower, Cursed City, whatnot, and so forth. It's got the dice action selection, and that would have hit me. I'm not playing well. Here everybody comes. I went loud. Oh, that's my least favorite enemy, up the flying Baron. Oh, the flying red Baron. Oh my gosh, I think that's a conscious joke on the id Software's part. These guys are kicking my butt. I don't even mind. I like the bandage system. I think it works well with the stronger weapons, but when I'm streaming, it does make me self-conscious having to stop and hide in a corner and take 10 seconds to, I mean, that's an exaggeration. Take 5 seconds to apply bandages. Also, sometimes you're not that powerful. That was almost bad. I thought that I'd cleared that zone. I need to go quiet. Because that is a level 4. Ooh, and he dropped some armor and a health sphere. So many tasty things. Going silent, creeping, shamelessly creeping. Oh yeah. Now that is it right there. Nice big drum on that. 5.56. With that really high rate of fire. That's because there is a 5.56 with a drum and an underbarrel grenade launcher, 40 millimeter grenade launcher, and that thing is one of the essentials. Like if I find that, I don't drop it. So they give you the super high rate of fire on this one, you know, to make it still worth your time. Ooh. So nice 20 gauge. Do I have room for a 20 gauge in my setup? I'm going to make a little room. Oof. Thought I killed all the cacodemons over there. So over on Delving the Deep Dark, if you are if you are curious about the history of Doom, people have been making mods for it, and they've been circulating, and then they were uploaded onto the official id database archive, the id archive. Their new one's coming out all the time, and they've been coming out for over 30 years now. So they Doom World. I don't want the invincibility sphere unless something up here just absolutely destroys me. Whoa. Doom World has like a list. Of the top 10 map wads. Of every year, going all the way back to 1994, even before Doom 2 came out, and so there actually are some that I'm playing Doom 1. I never played Doom 1 because you just played Doom 2 instead. It's got a bunch of the same assets and then a bunch extra. If you don't want to play the original Doom 1 maps, there's not a lot of reason to go back to it. But I'm playing all of these one at a time, and it's cool seeing the history. The game was a lot different. People made much different WADs way back, if you can imagine, 30 years ago. And they're not my sort. There's more focus on oh god, there's another one of these bonies. Friggin' bonies. I can't fight him. I can't fight Zardas, the King of Bones, again. I can't do it again. And I still don't have a Lapua. God. Dang it. I don't want to. I'm going quiet right now, seeing how far I can make it without getting its attention, which is not very far at all. So now, and it's got Robone as backup. Oh my god. Oh my. Gotta be kidding me. Okay, that pistol might actually be able to do the job. Look at, did you see how little damage I'd done this shirk? Okay, I don't have anything capable of fighting it yet. Maybe I can just run past it. Why are there so many 3s and 4s? You gotta be kidding me. No puzzles. No switches. No keys. That was so lucky. Oh my god, that was so lucky. I can't even believe it. I was gonna have to cheat for sure. Like, give myself invincibility. Man, this monster mod does not mess around. It really is like for evening up against some sort of... Do you see how these are all heat-seeking? Wow. Wow. See that? I think there's a cacodemon around the corner right there. I knew it. He was trying to wait for me to reload, and I outlasted him. Cacodemon. If one type is clever, it is that cacodemon. So, yeah, I forgot I was saying that I'm getting ready to play Deep Abandon. I've decided that, so I always played on the Dungeons and Dragons card, like the Dungeons and Dragons Adventures games, which are like 4th edition, I think, based board games. I don't think that pistol is even useful against enemies this strong. Oh, God. And then I was just thinking, what if I did like a really tight quarters one in the Modulheim dungeon printouts that I have. Most of those rooms are 3x3 instead of 4x4, which is, I think, kind of Brett Nugent's ideal size for Deep Abandon. He never says that in the material, but he always makes little modular 4x4 dungeon rooms when he does his crafting. And but I was looking at some ways to kind of expand them, and I'm printing some of the shapes that are open so I can kind of construct a little bit larger dungeon rooms. And I was thinking, but some really cramped quarters combat could be fun sometimes. And not every room has combat, so the size of the room might impact what I roll, or I don't know, feel it out. But just the idea of getting to use... God dang, they wrecked me. The idea of getting to use my terrain just made me say, made me think, that would be fun. And when you get a feeling like that, I think it's good to follow it. I'm going to be lucky if they don't come around the corner while I'm applying these. Oh, that's a level 4. Just took back every single bit of health that I put on myself. I'm not gonna. Besides having a drum, so a nice quick reload and nice ammo capacity. This thing also has a ridiculous rate of fire. You can burn through your ammo real quick, but it makes it good for taking down enemies that otherwise might kind of shrug off your 5.56 rounds. And there are enemies that definitely will do that. It's surprising to say, but especially when you're talking bosses, like that guy. Well, he's not a boss, but he's a level 4 human. Now, I think it's in Colorful Hell is a really fun monster randomizer. I did play a human-sized monster boss who just like was a nightmare. Just absolutely kicked my butt. Had like 6,000 health. So far in this one, it seems like when they make a level 4 version, it's like it's scaled off of the sort of hit points they would have had before. You don't find even level 4 human monsters that are as strong as he tossed a freaking grenade. That are as strong as Cyber Demon. Okay. This is going to be ugly. I don't even know what to do about this. Whoa, that's a cacodemon. That's a freaking cacodemon. That's actually that's a elemental, known as a hellemental, I guess. I mean, that's an absolute nightmare. That's a wide awake nightmare right there, is what that is. Oh, jeez. Pain elementals shoot lost souls, so he had a twisted version, I guess, of a lost soul. I've never seen that. Never seen that monster before. There are like 450 monsters in this thing. It's pretty amazing. Oh no. That was a cyber demon howl. But that looks like just a hell baron. Could be wrong. It's hard to see through the bars. What is shooting me? Caco. Just your basic cacodemon. This is an interesting. I usually have a feel like I've seen the designs in Obsidian before, just because I've played quite a lot of it. But this one feels a little different. I don't know if maybe Deep Abandon will be the first that I live stream. First board game I live stream. Still have to figure out how to do that off my phone. Figuring out new stuff every day. Figured out how to set this up ahead of time. And then attach to it later. It was very easy, actually. I don't know if it used to be a tougher process, but I saw instructions about like copying the code and of the stream and attaching, and I was like, well, I already have my channel code. I don't want to overwrite that because it was annoying to set up in the first place. But it didn't seem to be necessary. I just searched for the see now silenced weapons can give you a really big advantage. So that sometimes I feel like I'm cheating. But other times that cheating feels justified. Uh-oh. That did not bounce in the exact angle that I thought it was going to. Starting to get a little tired, folks. I gotta admit. Getting a little tired. Don't know if I'll be able to play for a marathon session today. I know you're clamoring for it. I know it. Sorry. I just been sick all week. I like that guy. He looks especially claymation-y. There are some from Doom 64. that also look that way to me. You know, the Doom and the Doom monsters were made from clay and photographed at different angles. And then Doom 64 kind of took that to the next level of visual quality. Okay, did I do something down there? Like, did I get a key or anything? Why did I bother? Given that it's procedurally generated, there's not always a good answer to that. Even when it's human generated, there's not always a good answer to that, but especially the procedurally generated ones will occasionally just have the exit directly beside the entrance and a bunch of level that you can explore if you want to. And if you're not in the right frame of mind, which I feel is like, okay, I'm here because I like playing Doom and I want to play Doom, you might just go ahead and jump in that exit. And I can understand that temptation. But there's nothing further to see. I'm not trying to see a story. I'm not trying to see a cutscene. I'm not trying to get to some spectacular boss or anything. I'm here to play Doom every step of the way. I don't want that. Although maybe somebody would say, well, then why do you no clip when you get stuck? To that, I do have an answer. I have an answer that says, fair enough. And if you enjoy searching for those switches and whatnot, then I'm very glad for you that you get to do that. That is not me. Okay, made it through the second. It's the second episode, right? I think that means we're, let's see. Map 12. Okay, yeah, so we're approximately halfway through. Oh, goodness. That guy was tall. I just realized that I was not using the shotgun, which is semi-automatic. That's why I was tapping the trigger on that AK. Wow, I think they took out an archvile over there for me. I love infighting. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember to let them infight. So Deep Abandoned is definitely like my example of a game that is really deserves to be known by a lot more people. I'd be interested to know what game you found that you feel that way about is. I have a hard time believing there's any game where the quality of the game and the number of people who know it are more disparate than keep abandoned. But definitely some hidden gems, even if they're not quite as hidden, are always welcome. I've been kind of wanting some small games, and I've been wanting some just rule set games. Cheating. Playing with the silencer feels like cheating. I recently, I found this awesome STL like printable terrain set of wrecked, like ruined buildings. They're brick and then plaster on them that's like falling off in clumps. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description of this video. And I was so impressed, I looked up the person's other work, and they are on my mini factory. And I actually bought a city, like an urban pack, because I've been wanting to play some superhero rule sets with all of these minis that I've got from my Marvel Zombies, Marvel United, soon, hopefully, Deceased, Zombicide, and DC Heroes United. Fingers very crossed. And I found some from the same person who made Modulheim, and they're nice, but they're entire buildings. And right now, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my 3D printer. Using the hole, if I try to do really big ones like that, it hits a spot in the track, like the bed will, as it goes over the track, there's a spot that will, oh my god. That was way too much. Little bump, and when it bumps, it will jump just a little bit, and if it does it a couple times, it's ruined your print. Sometimes they get ruined at the very top. That's always super sad. So I'm trying to do things I can print on like half of the bed. And besides that, there is a wastefulness of printing the whole building multiple times if I can just print the segments. And that's what this thing that this person who made the ruined buildings, they make ruined modern buildings. They make these brick buildings that you can put together, and I don't normally want to put a lot of that stuff together, but these are nice big walls, so I don't think it would be fiddly at all, and it would mean that I could print the panels and use them in all sorts of different configurations and not use so much filament, which is getting really expensive with the tariffs or with corporate greedflation. I don't know what it is. I just know that it's like 50% more expensive to buy the sort of filament that works really well. That works really well in my printer. So I'm really happy with that, and I'm going to be printing that. And I'll try to put a link to that too, and to the my manufacturer. That was like $15. The one that's getting Kickstarted, that's the ruined buildings, that's like $6. I'm like, that is an absolute bargain. So I'm very psyched about that. And I've been printing. I hadn't printed in a long time, but this has me printing terrain. So I'm excited to show you guys that stuff. Yep. I heard that clink, clink, clink. I was like, that is not just items and bones. There's something tricky in there. I also, and this is a real splurge because I got a new job. I decided let's get a fancy board game that you've been wanting, and I actually backed it, which I've really been avoiding. Like backing anything physical, just because everything seems so up in the air right now. But I got Super Pixel. What's it? Super Pixel Fighters. I think so. It's called Level 99. I would have preferred, yes. I passed it up saying, you know what? I'd rather than drop $100 on it. I really would. It'd be a no-brainer if I could just buy some of the sets and the solo book and see if I like the game. Solo book is supposedly not coming to retail. You can't buy the solo book with just one set. You have to buy all of it. And at first I was like put off by that, but then I said, you know what? I think that this. I'd watched a bunch of playthroughs and I really thought it looked like a game that I would like. So as a little celebration, I don't know which one's better. Ooh, that's a big boy. Now this one, I know is better. That revolver will drop anything. I mean, this thing, I like it. Let's go. Let's run with this for a while. Over that 40. That's another 44 revolver. I feel like Dirty Harry. Man, I shot in a 44 Magnum pistol. That was a miserable experience. It hurt my wrists. It was so loud. Hey, Tabletop Troubadour. Yeah, Super Pixel Tactics. Super Pixel Tactics. I felt so bad for anybody. I mean, honestly, like, I had a distaste, like a bit of a bad taste in my mouth just for how bad it was. The situation was for all the people who had the old version, who just wanted the new stuff, and who really wanted the solo stuff to revive their collection, you know. People were saying, well, I haven't played it for a while. I know I would play it again if I could play it solo. Thanks for chiming in with that info. Yeah, Super Pixel Tactics. I had looked at getting it, but you know, I always thought it looked really cool. But I truly am. Oh my good God. Did you see that? I'm not truly solo only. I am almost solo only, but when I play with my son or I play with my mom, and neither of them like to play and competitively. So I don't play by myself a lot, and I don't play with other people a lot, and I never play competitively with other people, so I was never able to really give the game a try. What gun did I think I just saw a gun I wanted to pick up. Yeah, and they said as far as the cash grab, like they were like, well, this was really made to work with, assuming you had certain cards and whatnot. And it's like, I think then that what you could do is, instead of selling the box separately, sell a small deck of these assumed cards and the book in a box. I don't know if I said that right. Instead of selling the book separately, sell a small box that's like the solo experience box. and have it work with the old stuff. I don't. I didn't see the playthroughs, and I've never played the old stuff. I didn't see the old playthroughs, nor would I maybe be able to recognize that level of detail. But so I can't speak to whether or not it truly is so much different from the previous version that it couldn't work. But I don't think it had to be. I don't know. I think that this maybe the solo mode could, gosh darn it, could have been done in a way that it could have used the new stuff or the old stuff. I've heard really good things about Pirates of Maracaibo. I've been playing really small experiences recently when it comes to board games. I've been playing a lot of RPGs, but when it comes to board games, like I was playing For Northwood, I was playing Cursed. I was kind of getting back into it. I took some time off because I set up my old computer. Where am I supposed to be going? This is what happens when I talk, folks. I cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. I got really into RPGs, and so that was taking up my gaming time. And then also, I let my son use my gaming table to put my old computer on for him to be able to do some programming stuff. And now I think I've got it set up now so that it's possible to move it without too much hassle. The computer stays under the table, but move his monitor and mouse and keyboard. Oh my god. 2 arch files just soaking up the shotgun rounds. I have Maracaibo. Is there a Maracaibo and a Pirates of Maracaibo? I'm kind of out of it right now because I haven't had the money to buy new stuff. I kind of stopped paying attention to a lot of the media around anything. But now I'm back and just dropping cash left and right. Oh, good God. Okay. Yeah, I think it was. And I don't know that he was playing it solo, but I think it was Board Game Co. Alex at Board Game Co. who like didn't he do like a whole video of all the games that he dropped because he was playing Pirates of, I don't know if it's Maracaibo or Maracaibo so much. So, I mean, it must be a really awesome game. I should not have gone loud. Oh, that's the wrong... I did not... I meant to drop... I did not mean to be sitting here dancing back and forth with freaking clay mines. That didn't work out. That guy plays so many more games than I could ever imagine playing. Whoa, 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 what the heck happened? Yeah, I think this is the third time I've done this kind of Doom Let's Play. I figure, I mean, it works better. Like, I'm glad, thank you guys for showing up to talk, because before I was just talking to myself, in which case it doesn't work that great. But I mean, I like playing Doom, and I actually talk to myself and play Doom on my channel, Delving the Deep Dark, all the time. So I figured, well, we'll give it a try here. I mean, I may have to go invincible. I might have to cheat my way out of this little corner I'm in, because that guy is way too tough, and there are a ton. I'm starting to get a little frustrated. Legend Odinson, I don't know if you saw, but I dropped your name a couple times. I did some playthroughs, and I did them on for games I reviewed. One was Cursed, and one was Terminator Dark Fate. And I actually did the playthroughs on my lap board. I had a hip injury from weightlifting that was making it so I couldn't sit down. And it was for like probably a month, and have been building up my ability to sit. And I'm pretty much back, but it was making it so that I was trying out games that I could play on my lap tray, because after like a week I could sit up if I was like nearly fully reclined, you know, my feet straight out in front of me. And so I was playing some games, a lot of games on my lap tray. I was playing a lot of button shy games, specifically Mystara, I think it's what it's called. Mysticana. I don't know. It's the one that has the base set and then like a ton of the little $1. Well, yeah, I think they are. I don't know if they're just $1 when they're on sale. I think they're $1 if they're print and play expansions. Yeah. I didn't end up doing a review for that because it ended up getting a little overwhelming, learning all the modes. And okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cheat if I can even enter this fast enough. Oh yeah, I can't do it. I don't know what made me think I could do it in there. And it works when you're paused. Sorry for cheating, guys, but like, they have not given me the weapons that I would need to be able to take out this many monsters. So I mean, I'm gonna have to do it again. There are a couple of weapons that would allow me to handle a swarm of this intensity, and I do not have them currently. Let's see if I can do it from here without cheating. I don't know. I might need one more round. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it again. Oh yeah, these are imbalanced as anything, but I can't make myself just stick to total conversions. Like that would limit me way too much. Like total conversions that are mixed with their own map packs. I play Doom like every day, so I mix stuff up all the time. And what I usually do is, well, first of all, so I already knew that the Mega Monster mix is wildly difficult, but Call of Doom Tarkov is super powerful. A lot of times when I'm doing Call of Doom Tarkov, I'll need to do things to make it a little tougher. I might use a monster multiplier mod to just increase it by however much I need to make it challenging. Now then, you might run out of ammo. So then I also will add like a loot dropper mod. I love mixing all this different stuff together, and honestly, balance is not an issue with me at all when I'm playing this. I just play Doom because I love it. I'm not that much trying to even get through it. I will say that I have played once where I have to save scum to the point it makes me miserable. Like, what is that one? Something Mother. Forsaken Mother. Good God. Good God. That was unbelievable. I tried to play it with the new Brutal Doom. I don't know if you've played Brutal Doom version 22. It's really nice, but it was just so hard. Even with all sorts of buffing mods on. But I've got Ultimate Custom Doom on, so I can do, like, I could do health regeneration, armor regeneration. I could do a health and armor degeneration. I've got another one for doing the, multiplying the enemies, increasing them, decreasing them. So I find that there's usually a way to get it to a balance that's fun. Sometimes if I just cruise through, it makes me a little sad, but well, there are. I can understand definitely not necessarily messing with too much of the mods, like with some of the hot mods that are out. It seems like there's kind of a split between vanilla and Brutal Doom. But there is quite a scene, I don't know if you've dipped your toes in recently, that wants to play the old way. I like playing the old way. But I like playing all the new stuff too. I just like the creativity that people put into it more than anything. It's just absolute punk rock. Everybody doing stuff just for the love of it. Putting in all this hard work for a tiny community. what I've found is more, it has happened a lot with the map design, which I will say feels like it's across the board with Doom. Even if you just stay vanilla and just go with the maps, is a lot of a reduction in puzzles and an increase in the monster numbers. I like that personally. Yeah, Doom RL is cool. I don't play Doom for puzzles, I will say that. That is a hard opinion that I have. I mean, not for anybody else, just for myself. I'm just closing that off. I don't like switch puzzles, and I don't like running around without when all the monsters are dead because I missed a switch. I don't find that fun. Most other stuff, I'm good to give it a shot. But even with map design, while I think that even with the stuff that's trying to kind of stay more vanilla, I think you still will find fewer puzzles and more monsters. Like I'm playing through the top 10 map wads of 1994 right now over on my my Dungeon RPG channel, which is almost exclusively Doom. Those 1994 wads definitely feel a lot different, and they're always there. You know, whenever you feel like playing Doom again, the archive is always there with everything that's ever been made in the past 30 years. What happens is I was like, okay, I should try this boomer shooter. I should try that boomer shooter. I ended up buying a bunch of boomer shooters. But then what I always say is I don't. I want to change something. Like I like having 2 types of flashlights, sometimes 3. And so then I'm always like, well, if I was playing this game in Doom, I could put in the flashlights that I like. And so then I just end up just playing Doom again and making it exactly the game I want to play. Just funny because I was watching a video about, and I do wish that there was a way though to make a roguelike or roguelite Doom with it either generating levels or being able to load in a ton, I don't know if you've seen the Doom Compendium that has like 1,000 levels of Doom. Oh, good God! With all those classic Doom mods. Because I do really like roguelike and roguelite. Although that term, it's so hard to talk about that. Yeah, I cannot play Doom. Like I will play consoles. Like I grew up playing a lot of consoles, and I cannot play Doom on twin stick like most shooters. It just definitely, I think you can feel where it has never been optimized for that. So I will occasionally get into a stretch. It's usually Monster Hunter that's able to get me away from the computer because I like the 3DS Monster Hunters. Yeah, I like Quake too, but I'm not very good at it. It's cool that you used to mod it. It seems like it. I mean, I'm a programmer, so I know that I could do it. But just thinking about the fact that Doom has a bunch of people who it kind of turns into programmers, I know that Quake is much steeper to work on which I think is a lot of the reason that it's Doom that ends up having the huge community. It'd be very cool if Quake had as much modding. I mean, it probably has more mods than you could play in your lifetime, but I'm not nearly as good at the jumping and whatnot, and so I would be embarrassed to play it online. No, there's a way to generate. So there is. I know what you're talking about. There's not actually a way to generate Doom levels. There is a way to manipulate the levels that are there, and so that Rogue Doom, I can't remember what it's called either, unless it's called Rogue Doom, will use the maps from like Doom. Good God. And it will mix them up. It will manipulate them, but it won't randomly generate them. And so you see a bunch of the parts of the original levels. And that's cool, and a lot of people have fun with that, and I tried it. But I just want to play different levels. And then there is, of course, I mean, what I'm using is Obsidian. I'm sure you've used it, I don't know if you've used Slage. I'm sure that you have used either Slage, Oblige, or Obsidian to generate levels, but that has to be done outside of Doom and then loaded in. It can't be done by Doom on the fly, which maybe one day they'll make a source port that mixes it in. That would be kind of amazing. But I think it would have to be mixed into the source port. It can't be done on the Doom level. Doom just has to good God. Sorry, I'm getting absolutely frickin' wrecked here. I wish that they would give me a 40mm grenade launcher or a Lapua so that I could stand a chance in heck of doing this. Maybe this will do it. I don't know if I even hit him. No, I didn't even hit him. I think the 3D nature of Quake, I guess, and like I said, I never got into the modding, which, I mean, maybe I will at some point. I don't have a strong urge to design any of this, though, and people are doing such awesome stuff. There we go. Oh my God, I struggled like that, and the 40mm is literally right here. But my understanding is the 3D nature of Quake, instead of everything being flat, makes it a lot harder as far as map making. I do plenty of fully unappreciated creative endeavors, so I don't feel too bad for not adding another one to the list. Good, come on. Okay, so I was almost holding my breath that entire time. I think that I could do maps because I could kind of riff, but as far as doing any sort of weapons or any other mod, I don't have anything that I want to add to the conversation, so did you do your card game designs in the competitions? I have found some real gems there. Okay, have we killed everything on the level? Okay, there's the exit. Let's see if there is a backpack in here. I don't think so, so I don't really care. Oh, dang, that was a good choice. I need to remember what that green box is, the 12.7 by 55 millimeter ammo, which is actually an ammo type I'm not familiar with. I definitely feel much better equipped for what comes next with the underbarrel grenade launcher in my arsenal. Okay, how did they even hear me? Fudge. That clang sound effect is so awesome. It tells you so much about what you're shooting just when you hear the clang of the round on the enemy. Those hurt you, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Whoa. Ah. Can't frickin' see anything. Let's turn on my second flashlight. And no, this is not a level to support it. See, now you get to see what I'm talking about, where it's doing that in emulation. I'm an absolute monster of a current generation video card, and it cannot handle a flashlight. in a 30-year game, unless it's of a certain very specific sort. Good night.
Good night.
You.
What's your... Satisfy your camera on for a second.
Yeah. Sleep good. Sounds really cool. One thing that I actually am extremely tempted to design games on, because I do think I have things to add, are RPGs. I would probably do like a OSR base, and I am thinking of one that's got a little bit of a Doom feel to it. I will definitely have to see if I can find Dark Valhalla if it's still there. So it's like I'm taking notes about it. If you make it Doom-like, you're already halfway there with me. So. I think this is going to be the last level I'm going to play tonight, folks. I got sleepy people. Oh, God. Heading to bed, so I can't be shouting and cursing. We keep it family friendly around here. So when I curse, it's gosh and golly. And it's extremely fun when he doesn't really do it anymore. I think he knows from his friends that that gosh and like my curses will just get you made fun of. But when he was real little, like 5, it was hilarious to hear him say, "Goodness gracious, gosh and golly." And you know, I also, for this channel, turn off the jibs. I like Nash score next. I like to set the gore about halfway up. Problem is it covers all the switches. And when you're playing with a bunch of enemies, it makes huge fountains of blood that are impossible to see through. Yeah, Legend, I don't know if you heard what I was saying, but I did some reviews where I mentioned that, where I did them with the lap board in the, like, the playthrough was on the lap board, and it was specifically because you had commented on my, like, top, what is it, like, I can't remember. It was a top accessories, but it was being used, you know, in a different way. And I was like, you know what? When I hurt my hip and was sitting there playing on my lap board because I couldn't sit in a chair for longer than a couple of minutes at a time, it's like I should be showing off that these are games that can be played in a modified way. So I called you out at the beginning of a couple of those videos. The one for the they're in the playthroughs, not in the reviews, of Dark Fate, Terminator Dark Fate, and Cursed. Okay, everybody. Let's just see if it's a hot start, right? This is how I end up playing Doom for hours after I end up intending to stop because of I want to see the start of the next level. I want to get a good save point, get my flashlight turned on. But then if it's a hot start, I can't stop. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, I'm glad that it's helped. I hadn't really thought about how that could be a helpful tool. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that in the comments so that I could try to spotlight it in case it would help anybody else. Jeez, I've got a cold. That's why, and it's starting to get to me. I've been sick for the past week. All right. Well, thanks for chatting with me. And thanks for watching this playthrough. This Doom Let's Play. I think I'm going to do this, continue doing this once a week. And I'm going to also try to do a live stream of a board game once a week. It is hard in the middle of the week. I am absolutely exhausted right now. And I got sick this week, so I didn't even give it a thought because it was taking everything I could do to just make it through the day. But I am gonna look into that, and I think that I'm going to try to keep doing Doom playthroughs on Saturday, though I think I will do them a little bit earlier than this. Let's just see what's up here, right? Let's just take a little looky-see. Well, I think that the board game that I'm going to try streaming, even though I'm not sure if I can get it under the camera that well, I think I'm going to try not try, but try to stream Deep Abandoned. It's been a while since I played that. It's that Brett Nugent game where it's just a rule set. So it's kind of like a tabletop miniatures, but it's what the heck? I'm hitting the wrong key 5 times in a row. But it's actually a dungeon crawler that you bring your own components to that plays a lot like the modern Warhammer Quest games. Hey, I would definitely be interested in that. I don't have a Discord, but so if you want to, if you go to the YouTube profile, you will find my email address, and you can email me files or links or however you want to do it, because especially the Doom game, I would definitely enjoy seeing that. Yeah, so it is in the vein of Forbidden Psalm and Rangers of Shadow Deep, and like Rangers of Shadow Deep, it has scenarios in it, but they are lighter. The scenario is really, it's a setting, and then it has a table of events that support that setting. So if it's a sewer, the events on that would be like sewer floods, sewer grate collapses and you fall into a pit, things like that. And then it has sewer themed monsters on the other side. So it's like one sheet instead of like these massive books. So that's one thing I really love about it. But other thing I love about it is I've got a lot of miniature skirmish games, a lot of them, and I really like them. I love 5 Leagues from the Borderlands. I'm printing a bunch of terrain to use for like modern terrain to use. In superhero games. So it's like superhero skirmish games, but I've got so many skirmish games. He makes actual dungeon crawlers, play a card, see what's in it. There could be traps, there could be events, there could be monsters. It's not like all of the. And I don't have anything against the bring your own components miniature skirmish games. I think it's awesome that it's something where you can just buy the rules instead of getting the same components over and over and over and over. Um, but it's almost always like set everything up. You see where everything is. There's no exploration, and that's what Brett Nugent does differently in his games. Like, what is the Forbidden Psalm? Is it the Last War? The one that's the trench warfare one, I think. Um, that's cool. But Brett Nugent, not but, that is very cool for a skirmish game setting. Brett Nugent has a game called The Strays where you go trench by trench and trench section by trench section, and it becomes a crawl. And I really enjoy that, and I think that more people need to know that that is a possibility that they can use. I do think that miniature gamers are much more aware of the fact that they own all of this, all these components for their war games that are super expensive, and they are only supposed to use them in one game, right? Um, and so then they know that they end up making skirmish rules, and it's becoming. I think they want to be able to play at home and with all these official components, and so there are more soloable ones. Verret Wood is another good one that has cultists, so I'm able to use my um, Cthulhu Death May Die with that, right? Um, but I think that dungeon crawler board game players are very accustomed to buying bespoke components for every single dungeon crawler. You know, um, yeah, I like minis for my skirmish games, like some of the time, but a lot of times I'll just have the heroes. I'll dig out minis for my heroes, so I'm going to play multiple times if it's a repeatable game. Um, and I will uh, maybe use standees. I have all the Dungeon Universalis standees, and they've got a really good variety. So, okay, guys. Well, I will see you next time. Tune in Saturday. Like I posted some number of hours beforehand, 4 or 5 hours before I actually started this, that I was going to be doing it, and so I'm trying to let people know that way. Sometime midweek, maybe, for the board game playthrough Saturdays, sometime on Saturday for the Doom shoot and chat. All right. Well, I will see you next time.